Welcome friends, this is Akash Jain. One important question which is often asked from Jains in India is Jain a caste? That's the question. And the question is asked all over social media and even in the outside world, in the real world, that is Jain a caste or not? Answer to this, immediate answer to this particular question is absolutely no. Jain is not a caste. It's very clear. It is no way it is actually, it can be interpreted or, it can be claimed that Jain is a form of a caste. And I will share the reasons behind it. So by and large, Indians across the country, they are, highly educated ones, those who are falling in the category of around the mid upper premium earning segment, or the people from the poor and the downtrodden. A misconception exists among them that they treat Jain or Jain religion or Jainism as a form of caste. I've made a video on this subject in Hindi. So I'll share the link. If people are interested to watch in Hindi, they can go and watch it. Almost the content will be similar, but there will be some differences. Now why I'm saying that Jain or Jainism is not a caste? As we are living in a India which is independent and which is governed by laws and regulations based on the constitution. So as per Indian constitution, Jain or Jainism is one of the recognized religion in the country. The other religions, the names are Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, Parsi. These are the recognized religion as per Indian constitution. These are the names of the religion which are stated in the census form of the country. When population census is done by the central government, at that point of time in their form, these are the religions whose names are actually written, and people from who are following these religion, they have to check or tick mark or select these religions whenever the government officers come for the population census, which happen around a gap of around a decade. The upcoming census is due. It will be coming in 2027 in the early. So this is one of the most important reason behind that Jain or Jainism or Jain Dharma, Jain religion is not a caste in any manner. So let's get it clear. The facts are absolutely clear. Now the point comes, why this false perception exists in the society? So there are multiple reasons behind it. I'll go specific to the answer to I'll clear the doubt to this particular issue through one example. Now in Jain culture, there are people coming from different caste identities and they are following Jainism or Jain religion. That's the fact. So even in Jainism, similarly to Hinduism, there are people coming from different caste. Usually the perception of the Indians is that only Hinduism has caste and Jainism doesn't have any caste. But that's not the reality. Basically, caste names or caste system is it's a unique identity of entire country, that is of India and Bharat. In Bharat we have caste names, and I'm not going into other topics which are related to caste, like caste based discrimination or caste based. A lot of negativity is surrounded with the entire caste name, caste system, and I'm not going into that particular zone. I'm just simply telling that people from different castes in India and in Bharat follow Jainism or Jain Dharma and Jain religion. Now, y'all will be thinking, what are the names of these castes who follow Jainism? That this one information is absent from public domain. Now, I will help you through two methods. I will, share names of some of the important caste, few of the castes, because the caste list is, it's a big one. I cannot call out the names of all the caste. So I will call out few of the names, and then in the description section of this particular video, you will find a link of my blog where a detailed article is there where 84 primary castes who follow Jainism in India has been mentioned. Their names are mentioned in Hindi. If you wish, you can translate, and you can use Google Translation to understand it in English. Because larger audience, I've kept it in Hindi. Those are the names of the castes who have been primarily following Jainism since a very long time. It's not just a few years or few decades old. They are prehistorical. That's how. And the names are not limited to 84 alone. The names go beyond 84. It may be even 100, 200, 400, 500. Organized data, is a big problem in our Jain society, where this list is, various people and organizations and institutions are working on this to populate, a compilation of all the, castes who follow Jainism. Okay, so let's go ahead with the names, and it will help you to understand this topic, in a very crisp manner, in a very clear manner. So the names I will be pronouncing it in, basically they are all Hindi names. So you all, if you try to relate with it. So in Karnataka, you have a caste name called Arsu. Arsu. Also this name all called Asati. Then in regions around Haryana, Delhi and Rajasthan, you will find a caste name called Agrawal. It's a very, a common, caste which is there prevalent in North India, Agrawal. Usually people are perceived that Agrawal are Hindus, but not. This is not the correct truth. Agrawal, very high numbers of Agrawal also follow Jainism, and yes, very high numbers of Agrawal also follow Hinduism, or basically the Vedic religion. Then you have more other names like Bagerwal, Bogar. Bogar again is there in Karnataka. Bagerwal is there in Rajasthan, and Vidarbha, Maharashtra region also include Madhya Pradesh. In Gujarat, there is a caste name called Bhavsar. Bhavsar. You have in Punjab a name called Bhabra. Bhabra, Bhamra, this is how they pronounce it. You have other names, I'm not specifying the region, they are called Bhojak. Bhojak, Charangare. In Karnataka, Maharashtra, you have a name called Chaturth. Very famous, caste name, Chaturth. In Rajasthan, you will find Chittoda. Very surprising name, Chittoda. Dharmpal, Dhakar, Gangerwal. You heard Bagerwal, now this is Gangerwal. In Bundelkhand region, which is there in the state of Madhya Pradesh, you will find a caste name called Gola Purva. Golare, again in Bundelkhand, Golare. Then you have a caste called Jaiswal. A lot of people will be surprised that Jaiswal also follow Jainism. Yes. Then you have Kachhi Oswal. Kachhi Oswal. This is there in the Kutch region of Gujarat. Kandoi. Kasar, a very popular, famous, caste which is there in very huge quantity in Maharashtra. Kasar. Some say Kasar, some say Kasar. Then you have a name called Kamboj in Karnataka and Maharashtra region, because Maharashtra and Karnataka region, follow a lot of similar culture. You have a caste called Khandelwal. Okay, Khandelwal again is very popular. Meena, Mewala, Nema, Nenar. Now these are very typical names, and that's the reason I request to go to my blog article and then go through it. It will help you all easily. There's another caste name called Oswal, which is again, very well found in regions of Rajasthan and in Gujarat. Then you have a name called Parwar, Parwar, Porwal, and hence so forth. Palliwal, this basically found in Rajasthan. Then you have a Padmavati Porwal. Padmavati happens to be one of the Yakshi of Tirthankar Parsnath, 23rd Tirthankar Parsnath, on whose this particular jati is, this caste is there, called Padmavati Porwal or Padmavati Purwal. Then again in Maharashtra and Karnataka and Telangana region, you have a caste called Matang. They are in good numbers in Maharashtra and Karnataka. Matang. Then in Odisha, you will find Rangia. Okay. Sarak. Sarak caste is in very high numbers across, the region of Jharkhand, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. And largely they follow, Jain culture. But due to the non-identification of their caste into the, the entire legal process of, the documentation process, people are unaware. So I will, limit my names to them, I'll limit my names. I'll not go beyond because the list is too big. So this somewhere proves that so many caste names are actually following Jainism in India. Then how can Jain be a caste? It cannot be a caste. And I don't need to give any other examples, to prove it, to prove this point. Legal part I've already told you, and now I've shared few of the names with you of caste who follow Jainism. And I'm already telling you, go through the document and you will find the elaborate, the names across the country who follow Jainism. And they are not being following right now, they are being following in science since time immemorial. Their quantity has been, fluctuating because lots of them have been following Jainism. Now it might be happen that they have been starting following, other religions in the country. So I'm not denying that fact, because that's the reason why Jain population is less. But Jain population is also counted less because all the castes who follow Jainism, they do not write Jain name in their, the official records of the government. And that's a big reason why, the population of Jain, we don't have the correct figure in the statistics. So I will end the video out here itself. I don't want to make it big. So this particular evidence of, when I shared the names of the caste who follow Jainism, it will satisfy you that Jain is not a caste. Please stop treating it as a caste. Don't make this mistake. It's a proper religion. It's a faith and it should be respected by it. That's all for the video. Thanks for watching.